You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
A tropical disturbance churning in the Gulf and might be heading our way. First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi is tracking the storm.
And all that recent rain could be an invitation for these guys, the snakes, to come out of hiding. We're going to tell you where some of the most dangerous ones have been found.
Students leave the backpacks at home. That's the message for Manatee County students as they finish up the final days of the school year. The new security measures to end the year on a safe note. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Thursday, May 24th. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. We have two words for you this morning: tropical disturbance.
Got it.
Right, John Scalzi?
Absolutely right. Tropical disturbance, not quite a depression yet. And just to clarify one thing, it is in the Caribbean. It has not yet moved into the Gulf. We're waiting for it to move into the Gulf because once it does that, I think we'll have a clearer idea of exactly where it will move. Plus, we'll be able to see whether or not it actually does develop or not. Currently, it has a chance of about 70%, according to the Hurricane Center, of development over the course of the next 5 days. That would most likely be as it lifts northward into the central Gulf waters and eventually up toward the northern Gulf Coast, somewhere between New Orleans and the Florida Panhandle. There are still a few computer models that suggest that might be a little bit closer to the state of Florida than toward the northern Gulf Coast, and that's why we're going to continue to monitor it. Any slight deviation in its position from where that X is located right now could eventually influence the track markedly as it lifts north into the Gulf. So that's why we wait and watch and we refine our forecasts over the next day or two. One thing's for sure, lots of tropical moisture headed our way over the next several days, bringing us chances of rainfall. We'll watch a tightened radar increase in coverage over the state of Florida as we progress through the afternoon. Right now we've got some showers over the Caribbean and over Cuba, and eventually we'll see those in our neck of the woods this afternoon with a 60% chance of rain. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Checking First Alert traffic. There's the scene right now in Manatee County. Two issues to talk to you about. There's one at Talavas Road, an accident already at 301. We've got a crew arriving right now on the scene. In fact, we can take a live picture of it, the magic of TV. There is a live picture of the accident at 301. We pardon the lighting right now, but it's a dark scene out there, as you can tell. So avoid 301 in Talavas. We'll find out what happened there shortly this morning. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. The only red we see is on Bee Ridge Road as you go eastbound from Honore to Cattleman toward the interstate. And then our final maps to the south, we'll find out in those particular maps there is an issue on 41. If we can click on that in the control room, we'll find out more about it. 41 at Sumter Boulevard, right there in Northport. So be aware of that issue as well.
Well, leave those backpacks at home. That's a message to students from the Manatee County School District this morning.
Now, this mandate was ordered even before a Bayshore High School student brought a loaded gun to campus on Tuesday. Marla Spence is live at the school to tales of the new backpack ban. Marla.
Good morning, guys. Tuesday's incident only serves to reinforce the backpack ban that was already planned for the last few days of the school year. Bayshore High School actually implemented the ban yesterday, a day early after police arrested a 10th grader with a loaded handgun tucked into his waistband. The no backpack rule was already ordered for the last 3 days of the school year, today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Those days are all early release, and the Manatee County School District is being extra cautious to keep all students out of trouble. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to be telling you what other steps the district is doing to make sure that all students are safe throughout Manatee County. I'm Marla Spence reporting live at Bayshore High School for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. The man on trial for opening fire at the Fort Lauderdale airport last year will spend the rest of his life behind bars. 28-year-old Esteban Santiago killed 5 people in January of 2017. A plea deal was struck after prosecutors agreed they would not seek the death penalty. If he admitted it, he did. He said in court he wasn't really thinking and that, quote, a lot of things were going on in his mind.
If you live in Venice, your monthly utility bills are going up. The City Council giving its preliminary approval for several utility rate hikes. Residents in Venice can expect about a 10% increase in their water and sewer rates at the end of 5 years, but it's going to be phased in, so it won't take place all at once. A second hearing takes place in about 2 weeks.
While you make your weekend plans for the holiday weekend, FHP is making their plans right now as well. In fact, DUI Wolfpack checkpoints will be in place from Friday 9 p.m. till Saturday 5 a.m. The operation will focus on I-75 and major state and county roads in Sarasota, Manatee, Hardee, DeSoto, and Highlands counties. Now, if you do see a drunk or impaired driver, you're asked to call FHP at star 347 on your phone.
Well, the Milwaukee Police Department is under fire this morning after the release of the video that you are about to see. Now, it shows the confrontation back in January between officers there and Milwaukee Bucks player Sterling Brown. Police say they were called in at about 2 o'clock in the morning after Brown illegally parked his car. Surrounded by police officers, he refused to take his hands out of his pockets. That's when officers wrestled him to the ground and then tased him. Now, this morning, the police chief is condemning the use of that force. Brown tweeted that he will be taking action against the department.
Taking a knee is no longer an option. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says that players who do not stand during the anthem will be disciplined. Team owners approved the rule change. The NFL says teams will be fined if players on the field don't take part in the anthem. The clubs were given the power to also create their own rules to deal with players, coaches, and other staff.
We want people to be respectful at the national anthem. We want people to stand. That's all personnel, and make sure that they treat this moment in a respectful fashion.
However, players will be allowed to stay in the locker room during the national anthem without being penalized.
And speaking of football, the Super Bowl sites are officially all booked through 2024. The NFL announced that Arizona will host in 2023 and then New Orleans in 2024. That's going to make it Arizona's 4th go-around hosting the championship game and the 11th time for New Orleans. Now, Super Bowl 53 is going to be on February 3rd, 2019 at Atlanta's new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Miami and Los Angeles will also host the Super Bowl ahead of New Orleans, Arizona. And then, of course, book your hotel rooms now. Tampa gets a Super Bowl in 2021.
Exciting for that. Still ahead, a fallout of all this moisture, snakes driven out into the open after all this recent rain.
Oh, a new warning this morning on just which snakes are now being found and where. We're going to have that for you when we come back.
Here's a peek at that accident scene at 301 in Talavast happening right now. A live shot of appears to be just a one-car crash as far as we can tell. We'll track that throughout the morning right here on ABC 7.
And speaking of tracking things, John is tracking a disturbance possibly headed our way, right?
Yes, and today the river of atmospheric moisture that has brought us such a wet May will continue to flow over the state. Yesterday it was in the Atlantic and we got a little bit of a brief dry out. Well, today it's going to shut off that really dry air and again give us good 60% chance of afternoon showers. Already some showers down around Key West. We're quiet right now. Morning commute should be dry, but boy, does that change this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Moisture returns to the Suncoast today, and we'll have showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Warm, a little bit of sunshine to start the day, but then the sunshine will help build a sea breeze. Sea breeze will help build the clouds, and the clouds will bring our afternoon rains. About a 60% chance of showers by 3 p.m., mostly in inland areas at first, and then as we head into 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we'll start to see the showers kind of drift back toward the coastline. 50% coverage there. So our futurecast continues to show pretty quiet start to the day, followed by the afternoon thunderstorms building along the sea breeze front, showers and thunderstorms I should say, and then a general drift toward the coastline as we head into the evening hours. Some bigger storms perhaps building at times, and they could produce some fairly heavy rainfall as well as the lightning pops. We'll have to watch out for that, of course. And then tomorrow I think we'll probably do it all over again. More showers coming our way in the afternoon. Then on Saturday, we'll be watching carefully exactly where that area of low pressure ends up. I think it'll be in the Central Gulf, and in the Central Gulf, the heaviest of the weather will be out there too. However, we will see some waves of showers moving through on Saturday. It'll be a cloudy day, and as far as beach going goes or outdoor recreating, I think those waves of showers will pretty much lead to kind of a washout on Saturday, I think. You know, it won't be an all-day consistent rain, but you certainly be dodging those showers all day long. And some of the showers could be heavy on Saturday. Sunday, I think we have a little bit better chances this whole system lifts north of seeing peek at the sun from time to time, but I think clouds are going to be lingering all through the weekend, and Saturday could have some gusty winds, could have some higher tides, could have some rip currents, so not a great boating day either. Titan radar not showing a whole lot at this hour. We continue to monitor that cluster of clouds down to the south. That disturbance, which has not yet formed, has no organization, but certainly there's plenty of thunderstorm activity down there. All computer models continue to suggest a lift to the north with that system and some perhaps eventual organization as it perhaps becomes Alberto eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a tropical storm before making landfall, I believe somewhere along the northern Gulf Coast. But again, the models are kind of skewed across the northern Gulf waters, really anywhere from Tallahassee back to New Orleans. So we'll have to watch it carefully, because if it takes a turn closer to the Florida Peninsula, why, we could get some heavier rainfall, perhaps even some flooding rainfall. But if it stays where many of the computer models and some of the more reliable computer models, at least with this particular storm this time around, are indicating up toward the Louisiana Delta region, why then I think we'll make out a little bit better. So we'll continue to watch that. That'll be the hot spot along the northern Gulf waters. So the forecast for us calls for that system to lift north. the showers to move across our region. It becoming kind of a wet day on Saturday with winds kind of breezy at times. Again, we'll watch for rip currents. We'll watch for gusts that could be as high as 30 miles an hour, 30-mile-an-hour gusts. That's significant. That could certainly, if we get enough rainfall and the ground gets soggy enough, that could lead to some, some trees that are weak maybe coming down, perhaps. But for the most part, it's just going to be kind of a wet day. Warm with a better rain chance today because of that tropical plume of moisture. We'll be watching the tropics because, and this is critical, any slight difference in that low pressure area's position when it just comes into the Gulf waters will have a huge impact on where it is as it lifts into the northern Gulf waters. So that's why we're going to be watching the tropics and to see how strong, if any strength, develops with that system. And then the weekend, no matter what, looks like it's going to remain kind of wet. Rainfall forecast, though, varies greatly. With the European model that takes it closer to Louisiana, we actually get a little bit more rainfall around here, and we'll probably pick up anywhere between 4 and 7 inches. The good news is it'll probably come over a 3-day period, so the major impact would be some rivers getting full and maybe even exceeding bankfull by the time we get to next week, and there could be some river flood warnings issued. Also, if we get a lot of rain right along the coastline on Saturday, we could see some low-lying flooding, maybe some street flooding, that sort of thing, so we'll watch for that. Now, the other model that we'll have, oh, by the way, the European model would put the heaviest of the rain in up toward Louisiana Delta region. The other model, of course, is the American model, which continues to show a system moving closer to the Gulf Coast. In this case, the heaviest of the rain would be in the southern tip of the state, and we might catch a pretty nice Sunday as the system lifts north. Saturday would still be kind of a wet, and our winds would be a little bit higher if this were the solution. So obviously, two different solutions. We wait and see exactly where that system ends up. Southeast wind turning to the south at 5 knots. Decent day for boating. Boating will not be decent as we head into the weekend. 60% chance of showers both Thursday and Friday. We'll call it a first alert weather day on Saturday because of the potential of some heavy rain. Certainly it'll be cloudy with waves of showers. And then Sunday, maybe a peek at the sun, but there'll still be showers around. And mostly cloudy conditions probably on Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday as well. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there this morning. We do have some spots to tell you about, especially right there in Manatee County. First off, there is an accident. There's on 9th Street, there's a lane blocked right there at 57th Avenue. Again, 9th Street in Manatee County, there's a lane blocked right there at 57th Avenue. So that's slowing your commute down this morning. Start to see a little bit more red on this map in Manatee County. We do have a couple slowdowns right there also to tell you about. Another one that's going to slow you down, Talavast Road, that is partially blocked right there at 301. There's a one-car accident that we've been showing you. We do have a live crew out there on the scene. So again, Talavast Road partially blocked right there at 301. That is just in the clearing stages, so it should be pretty good and ready to go there. Moving into Sarasota, those roads are also running pretty good right now. No major bumps or delays to talk about there. A little farther south in the area, if you're heading towards Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda, your commute southbound on 75 at least will be free, but on 41 we do have one little blip to tell you about right there. On 41, there is an accident that's right near Sumter Boulevard. Again, 41 southbound if you're heading towards Port Charlotte. There's an accident near Sumter Boulevard. 618, that's your first alert traffic.
3 baby hawks are back home today in Sarasota County's Redbug Slough. The park is near Beneva and Proctor. They were released after firefighters helped rescue them last month. The birds were taken to the Wildlife Center of Venice while their mother was treated for poisoning.
Today is the 7th hawk release my husband and I have done this month of hawks that have been taken in, poisoned or hit by cars or whatever. But today is number 7 this month, in the month of May, that have been rehabbed at the Wildlife Center of Venice and then released back into the wild.
As you see, the baby hawks made a beeline for the park's trees. Off they go. They are expected to recover just fine.
Well, we humans may like to stay inside when it rains, but our Florida snakes, they like to come out and move to higher ground. One snake expert, Bob Cross, says he's caught 3 venomous cottonmouth snakes on a sidewalk near his home in Orlando in just the past 2 weeks. Lots of non-venomous snakes as well, including black racers, are also on the move right now, all looking for dry land. Cross says all the rain has really pushed the snakes out of their normal holes where they live. Now, of course, a warning this morning as that rain is going to continue. If you live near wooded areas or lakes, make sure that you are being cautious and alert. And the start to Memorial Day weekend is just one day away. And if you're heading out of town, those gas prices might hurt a little bit. Luckily, we do have a few tips this morning to boost your fuel efficiency to get the most bang for your gas bucks. First off, slow down. As you speed up, the fuel economy goes down. Second, don't slam on the brakes. Driving smoothly cuts down on the wear and tear of the engine, the transmission, and the brakes. Third, the good old air conditioner. Listen, I know it's Florida, but the hotter it is outside, the harder your AC works and takes more gas. And last, if you can go with regular gas instead of premium, you're going to save a few bucks there as well.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A fake abduction has one group in trouble this morning. The bizarre story of what they were really trying to do. Plus, Marla?
The school year is wrapping up for Manatee County Schools. We're telling you what the district is doing to make sure all students are safe these last few days of class, and following an incident on Tuesday when a student brought a loaded handgun to Bayshore High School. That's all coming up at 6:30.
We go from back-to-back live shots from 34th Street to Tallahassee and 301. This is the scene right now as you're waking up. As the one-car crash happened about an hour ago, there's the cleanup underway as we speak. No word yet on the driver's condition. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Peterson Toyota of Sarasota offers hundreds of models to choose from. And now you can take your shopping experience to the next level with SRQ Plus. You'll love its added benefits exclusively at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota or toyotaofsarasota.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
Welcome back at 6:23. Traffic is moving nicely now again at 301 in Tallahassee. An earlier accident has since been cleaned up. So there's a live shot as we speak of a man cleaning up the street, literally, down on his hands and knees.
Yes, getting right into it, hands on this morning.
Yeah, our money's worth there, aren't we?
Right.
Welcome back, 6:24 on this Thursday morning.
Well, an elaborate kidnapping hoax filmed in a store parking lot to use on social media has some people in big trouble this morning.
ABC's Eva Pilgrim has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the people in these photos of what looked like a violent kidnapping in action are facing possible charges, not for kidnapping, but for staging a kidnapping in an attempt to go viral.
Which was a planned hoax to try to get themselves on social media.
It happened outside of Virginia Walmart Sunday. A woman seen allegedly escaping from the trunk of a car. Two men chase her down and drag her back. Police say the next day, the woman and one of the four men allegedly involved panicked seeing the news coverage and turned themselves in.
Several $1,000s can be spent in a few hours between basically redirecting the police toward this kidnapping, possibly getting up helicopters, planes.
And we'll tell you what else police are saying coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
The emotions that bring us together shouldn't drive us apart. But when you experience sudden, frequent, uncontrollable episodes of laughing or crying that are exaggerated or simply don't match how you feel, it can often lead to feeling misunderstood. This is called pseudobulbar affect, or PBA, a condition that can occur from brain injury or certain neurologic conditions like stroke or dementia. Nuedexta can make a difference by significantly reducing pseudobulbar affect episodes.
Tell your doctor about medicines you take. Some can't be taken with Nuedexta. Nuedexta is not for people with certain heart conditions. Serious side effects may occur. Don't take with MAOIs or if you're allergic to dextromethorphan or quinidine. Tell your doctor if you have bleeding or bruising. Stop if muscle twitching, confusion, fever, or shivering occurs with antidepressants. Side effects may include diarrhea, dizziness, cough, vomiting, weakness, or ankle swelling.
Ask your doctor about the only FDA-approved treatment proven to reduce PBA episodes, Nuedexta.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
A tropical disturbance is heading our way just in time for Memorial Day weekend. Meteorologist John Scalzi will give us the timeline and how it might affect your weekend plans and travel.
So much for a relaxing morning. One Suncoast couple got a big surprise in their backyard pool. We'll have details.
And leave the backpacks at home. That's the message for Manatee County students as they finish up these last few days of the school year. Our Marla Spence will join us live with the district's latest safety precautions. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And welcome back, or thanks for waking up and joining us this morning. It's Thursday, and I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Indeed, Thursday. John Scalzi, all eyes on you, my friend. People have weekend plans for the holiday. What's going to happen?
I know. And I'm hoping that the forecast improves with time and that we see perhaps at least a couple of days this weekend that'll be okay. But certainly at least one of them looks like it's kind of in jeopardy, and we'll be talking about that. X marks the spot down in the Caribbean for 90L, our invest. Could it become Alberto? Possibly. As it lifts north into the central Gulf waters, the Hurricane Center gives it a 70% chance for development. One thing's for sure, today that tropical river of moisture that yesterday kind of was a little bit further to the east in the Atlantic and allowed some drier air to filter in is today squarely over us. So we have much better chances for rainfall today. Becky in Old Myakka, our longest weather watcher, had no rainfall yesterday. She has 64 degrees. 71 degrees, says Al, and he got no rainfall either. But Cooper, our youngest weather watcher in central Sarasota, picked up 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. There's some showers down toward Cuba right now. That's an indication of the moisture contained within that system in the Caribbean. And while we have no rain right now on our radar, we probably will later on today. We'll detail those rain chances and the weekend forecast in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. 6:31 right now, and here's a live shot at 301 in Tallahassee. We're showing you this because there was an earlier accident right at that corner about an hour ago. We watched it get cleared up, and traffic is once again flowing nicely through that section of Manatee County. Let's go to the maps right now and check the rest of the county. You'll see that issue at 9th Street. A lane is blocked at 57th Avenue. Be aware of that if you're traveling in that vicinity. Let's check the next map now. The upper half of Sarasota County will indicate just some small delays. Bee Ridge Road eastbound as you approach the interstate. Also Clark Road down by Lockwood Ridge. And our final maps to the south will show an issue there not too far from the Northport and Port Charlotte area. That's at 41, an accident near Sumter Boulevard. So take note, real busy spot there right now.
All right, well, moving on, leave those backpacks at home. This morning, the Manatee County School District is taking extra steps to keep students safe in these last few days of school.
For the last 3 days of classes, students are not allowed to bring in their backpacks. The backpack ban was already planned for today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, but Bayshore High began a day early after a student was arrested Tuesday with a loaded gun in school. Marla Spence is live at the school on 34th Street in Bradenton. Marla?
Good morning, guys. As students make their way to schools across Manatee County, they can expect to see more security measures in place to make sure they're safe. Now, a loaded gun on Bayshore High School campus on Tuesday is prompting Manatee County School District to enforce new security rules. Starting today, all Manatee County middle and high schools will have random metal detector screenings in addition to not wearing or being able to bring backpacks on campus. The no backpack ban was already ordered for the last 3 days of school, today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Those days are all early release, and the Manatee County School District is being extra cautious to keep students out of trouble these last few days.
We're ramping up security measures, and we take those kind of increased precautions if events warrant it.
As of yesterday, all students at Bayshore High School walked through a metal detector as they entered school grounds. This is to make sure incidents like the one on Tuesday don't happen for the rest of the school year. Reporting live at Bayshore High School, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now, while the Sarasota County School District is moving forward with creating its own police force, the sheriff is moving in his own direction when it comes to school safety. Sheriff Tom Knight is hiring 14 school resource deputies, or what he calls SRD2s. According to the sheriff's office, he believes it's in the best interest of the community to continue recruiting these deputies in case the school district changes its mind or in case local charter schools need more security. Meanwhile, the school district has already posted positions for a police chief, command staff, and officers. The district is confident that this new department will be up and running before the start of the school year in August.
The SRD2s and our school resource officers are relatively similar positions. They both worked 180 days of school, or hired specifically with that mission. I believe our compensation is very close. And so I'm completely confident we'll be hiring our own individuals to staff our department.
According to the sheriff's office, it's unknown what these deputies will do if they aren't needed in the schools.
A search is on this morning for a man who escaped from the Suncoast Behavioral Center in Bradenton. Manatee County Sheriff Deputy is looking for 29-year-old Darren Justice. He was being held under the Baker Act when he ran away during the intake process from the psychiatric center on 51st Street West. An update now on the Braden River High School student who says that staff embarrassed her when she didn't wear a bra to school last month. The ACLU has filed a complaint. The district says although they agree the matter should have been handled differently, there was a dress code violation. The district will change the language on the dress code to prevent future misunderstandings. The district also denies the ACLU's allegations that students' rights to protest were infringed upon, saying there was in fact a protest that took place without consequence to the students. The district's letter said in part the school district of Manatee County will ensure full and complete compliance with all federal and state laws.
A 5,000-acre property in northeast Northport could be one step closer to being preserved. Orange Hammock is the source for much of Northport's drinking water. The Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast has been working for the past 20 years to preserve the land so a developer can't buy it and build on it. Now the foundation is waiting to see if an offer for the land will finally be accepted.
Southwest Water Management District and Sarasota County, and now the Peace River Water Authority have all committed funds so that the Water District, who has taken lead, Swiftmud, has taken lead, will make an offer to the owners.
The Conservation Foundation hopes to have that land purchased before September of this year.
Here we go again, another backyard visitor in Sarasota County. A couple found a 300-pound gator splashing around their backyard pool. This was near the corner of University Parkway and Honore Avenue. They saw the gator. They called wildlife experts who removed it in about 20 minutes.
Well, if you love Star Wars and Disney, I'm talking to you. Our dreams are about to come true. The galaxy far, far away is about to get a whole lot closer. Disney says its much anticipated new Star Wars lands will officially open in California next summer, but here in Florida in the fall of 2019. Now, there's all kinds of new things that you're going to be able to experience. Now, Galaxy's Edge, this is actually what it's called, like the new Star Wars lands. It is going to take you one big attraction that we know of, Ray, that you're going to love.
Yeah.
It's going to take you inside, and you can virtually fly the Millennium Falcon. It's going to take you inside the worlds. You're going to feel like you are a part of some of the early Star Wars stories.
Will your daughters go with you at least?
No. I need to get a date before 2019. Let's work on that.
You better go move fast.
Right? All right, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
If you are a fan of the supernatural, you'll like this new kind of circus in Palmetto. We have a preview coming up. First, a peek outside our window at the Sarasota Bay and Longboat Key off in the distance. What is on tap today, Professor?
Yeah, it's not bad, right? That shot there. Got a little iridescence in some of the clouds. It's kind of pretty. Those clouds will produce rain showers a little bit later on. Not those particular clouds, but clouds will give us a rain shower chance. In fact, a rain shower chance much better than it was yesterday because some more moisture is lifting north from the Caribbean. 60% chance of rain showers by 3 p.m. in inland areas, drifting to the coast. But for the school bus forecast for this morning, doesn't look too bad. We'll have pickup time featuring, well, a little bit of clouds, yes, but a temperature of 74 and should be fairly rain-free as we head home. Late afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly inland, but then moving back toward the coast during the later half of the afternoon. I'll have the complete forecast for you and the new computer models, which are nice, coming up in just a second.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So today we're going to watch better chances of rainfall as moisture returns to our atmosphere. 60% chance by around 3 p.m. Warm sun around this morning, a little bit, peeking through the clouds, followed by building clouds in the afternoon and rain showers. As I mentioned, building inland by around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then drifting back toward the coast toward drive time with about a 50% chance of rainfall by 7. The futurecast is instructive. It shows well, some rain showers building this afternoon, as I just mentioned, along that sea breeze by around 3. And then as we head into the evening, they kind of try to build back toward the coastline. Some of the storms could be kind of strong, actually, and we could get some fairly heavy rainfall under some of them right over the catchment basins of our rivers that we want to try and keep as dry as possible over the next several days. And then tomorrow, we're going to do it all over again. More rain showers coming our way. And on Saturday, we're going to be watching the system, of course, lifting north into the central Gulf waters. Heavy rain showers will probably be surrounding the core of that system, and I think that will be located well offshore, but we could still get some scattered showers around here, waves of showers throughout the day on Saturday. I don't think Saturday's going to be the best of days. A lot of cloud cover around, good chances of rainfall, and occasionally maybe even a heavier rainstorm coming around on Saturday. Hopefully we won't get a lot of rain. Hopefully the system stays away from us so we don't have to worry about flooding across our region. We don't want to see any of the rivers get too much rain, as they're really handling about as much as they can right now. Tide and radar quiet. I think your morning commute will be A-OK. Now, the forecast for our system continues to show development as it heads into the Gulf. Right now it doesn't have any organization, just clusters of clouds. The spaghetti model plots are good. They're coming back in, and I like it because what we're finally seeing is the American model, the GFS, which is a very good model, but in this particular case, it's had its problems, is beginning to come in line with the rest of the models, and it's moving further and further to the west. So we're starting to see a focal point beginning to define itself somewhere between Tallahassee and New Orleans for the eventual landing of this system, and the heaviest rain potential, by the way, which is not particularly good for that area to the north because, of course, they have a clay soil in that part of the country as you move further inland, and that doesn't handle excessive rainfall all that well. High pressure for us, again directing our winds out of the south today. The low pressure area lifts out into the central Gulf. The heaviest of the rain occurs around that area as it lifts up north. Some computer models, the German computer model, even takes it toward Texas. So we'll continue to watch those forecasts. A little shift in where that eventually builds will, of course, have great impact on our weekend weather. So it still bears watching. We are not issuing the all clear yet. Warm, better rain chances today. We'll watch the tropics, and the weekend still remains wet, despite the fact that we may escape flooding rains. Here's the European model forecast, again showing anywhere from 2 to 4 plus inch rainfalls right along the immediate coast. Could be as much as 6-inch rainfalls, but that's over a period of time, so hopefully we can handle it. It'll be some pretty heavy rainfall, though, up in the northern Gulf Coast, and there'll probably be flooding here. Here's the American model. Tends to show more rain showers down to the south, though that rain shower chance is beginning to lift to north and getting more in line with what we see in the other models. And again, Tallahassee, in this computer model, the American model, seeing the heaviest of the rainfall. So we'll watch how that plays out. Southeast wind coming in at about 5 knots. The forecast for us today, better rain chances today and tomorrow. I'm going to call it a first alert weather day on Saturday simply because we're just going to have periods of rainfall on and off throughout the day, cloudy conditions, possibly some gusty winds depending on the strength of the storm and how it develops. Could have some riptide problems. Seas will probably not be great for boating. So all in all, you know, kind of a movie day. And then as you head into Sunday, maybe we'll get a little bit more sunshine depending on the track of that storm and its intensity. Maybe. There'll certainly be some rain showers still around in the afternoon, and lightning safety tips will have to be remembered right straight through Monday. A lot of people on the beaches. We don't want to see any lightning strikes. And then as we head into next work week, rain chances still, but we'll trend them down just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic that's out there this morning. We do have 2 spots to tell you about in Manatee County still. Right there on 9th Street, there's a lane blocked at 57th Avenue. Again, on 9th Street, there's a lane blocked at 57th Avenue in Manatee County. And then moving down into Sarasota County, we do have a couple things to tell you about there. Most of those delays are just a couple little things that we normally see around this hour. Bee Ridge Road, there's a delay coming off of 75. Other than that, not too much going on in that area. Now, if you're going to be heading south on 75 or 41, 75 is okay, but there is a spot right there on 41 we got to tell you about. Tamiami Trail, there's an accident on 41 right near Sumter Boulevard. That's in the lower half of Sarasota County. It is 6:47. That's your first alert traffic.
A new kind of circus is coming to the Suncoast next month. A red and black tent is already up on US 41 in Palmetto. And that's not all. A paranormal circus offering audiences something different, supernatural. It's not for the faint of heart either, they say.
This is not the normal haunting house. This is the castle of paranormal. Yeah, one shot, first shot in the United States, here in Palmetto.
That's not Antonio Banderas. Opening night is June 7th. It'll be here through the 17th before it moves on to Ocala. And kids under 18 are not allowed without parental consent.
Well, switching gears, more than 29 million here in the U.S. watched Meghan Markle become the Duchess of Sussex last weekend. And to say that her life has changed is an understatement. Now, here's some of the biggest changes that she will have to get used to. First, Markle is no longer allowed to have a personal Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, anything. She can only have royal accounts that are controlled by the palace. Next, no more selfies. The Queen apparently is not a fan of those. Also, now that she's a royal, she can no longer be allowed to vote in British elections. She's also not allowed in public without a security detail. She's not allowed to sign autographs because it runs the risk of her signature getting forged. Also, per the Queen, no bare legs or bright-colored nail polish in public. And if she's in the same residence as the Queen, she cannot go to bed until the Queen does.
That shouldn't be a problem. Well, it was a good run, but now it's over for your Tampa Bay Lightning. The Washington Capitals beat the Bolts last night 4-0 in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Caps will now move on to play the Vegas Golden Knights for the Stanley Cup. The first game is Monday night in the desert. What a shame. Got past the Devils, got past the Bruins, then lost in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That is right.
Good run, though.
I know, they had a good run. It was good.
Yep.
It was good. Let's go next season.
Up next, your top 7 before 7.
And that, of course, includes a final look at your First Alert weather and traffic as you get ready to head out the door for the day. It kind of looks like a nice start to the morning. Not so bad. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. And right now, get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get up to $12,400 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Welcome back. It is 6:53, and here's your top 7 before 7.
First off, John's first alert forecast.
Yeah, the good news is models are coming into some kind of an agreement now on a landfall somewhere between New Orleans and Tallahassee of this system, with the heaviest of the weather would be bullseyeing on that area. So we'll watch for that. Your out-the-door forecast calls for an umbrella and sunglasses. Don't forget your First Alert weather app. We'll have more sun today in the morning, but then building clouds with better rain chances as you head into the afternoon. Don't forget, take us with you on your app and check us out on social media. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, checking First Alert traffic. Some issues there in Manatee County. 9th Street, a lane blocked all morning long at 57th Avenue. Be aware of that. Otherwise, mostly clear on the Suncoast.
And number 3, here's a live look at Bayshore High School in Manatee County, where there is a ban on backpacks for these last few days of school there for all middle and high school students in the district to keep kids safe.
Number 4, this is a live look at the Salvation Army, where a hurricane party is taking place this afternoon in honor of hurricane season starting on June 1st. The Salvation Army is inviting anyone to take part in food and friends and preparedness. Live from the event at noon today on ABC 7.
And number 5, the Florida Highway Patrol. They are going to be holding DUI checkpoints on the highways this weekend from Friday night until early Saturday morning, mostly on I-75 and major state and county roadways.
Number 6, the Super Bowl sites have been chosen now through 2024. The NFL announced that Arizona will host in 23, New Orleans in 24. In the meantime, it'll be Miami, Tampa, and Los Angeles to host the big games.
And number 7, the original cast of the 1993 blockbuster Jurassic Park. They all sat down with ABC News to talk about some behind the scenes stuff. Did you guys know that in the entire 2-hour and 7-minute movie, you only see dinosaurs for 15 minutes out of that whole time? True story.
Seems like forever.
And here is my favorite. Somebody, when they were making the big T-Rex that they used in the movie, they forgot to waterproof it. So every day they have to hire a team of people. They have to use blow dryers and fans to dry the T-Rex every single night after shooting because it would be so wet. And then a real hurricane actually hit the island while they were really shooting. You can watch the whole interview online at abc.com. But I love stuff behind the scenes like this. ABC is doing a series.
That's interesting.
Yes, of course, a new movie, a new version of it is going to be out in June. But it's kind of cool, like all the behind-the-scenes stuff on Jurassic Park.
Darn, the waterproofing.
Right? Who forgot to waterproof the T-Rex, people?
Hey,
you had one job.
Just want to mention that the Hurricane Expo that's going to be in Manatee County today at the Goodwill is going to be, Salvation Army rather, is going to be really interesting. We'll have a bunch of our weather people will be there.
That's
Bob
right.
will be going live. And you also have emergency management there, so check it out.
Very good.
All right, sounds good, John.
We leave you now with a shot of Sarasota Bay and Longboat Key.